We can crush the rebellion on Gorakar. And then my armada will sweep through the Enigma sector to attack the defenseless.
I just got into a little bit nostalgic
What of the
trip.
human pilot who has caused us so much trouble?
Just a tiny bit of nostalgia.
Him for the loss of the Tiger's Claw. He will never
So,
fly a
for those who
fighter
aren't aware, what's going on in the background here is the opening to Wing Commander 2 Vengeance of the Kilrathi, which is an amazing game.
Without your flight recorder as evidence, the court couldn't convict you of anything but negligence.
But we should probably get started. It is a old game, and if I were to stream it, I would do the Kilrathi Saga version, but I don't. That's not available on GOG. Wing overcompensator.
I know the destruction of the Tiger's Claw was your fault.
What?
And I still believe that you're guilty of treason. Your ridiculous claims about a Kilrathi cloaking device.
Oh well, we have some Ace Attorney to play. What? Come on. The Wing Commander is amazing. Seriously, it's probably one of the best fighter games of all times. Like a space simulator game. Okay. Space simulator games of all time in terms of what you can do. I did. Hello. What was I? Yes. So the Wing Commander series is just super good, and it's also one of the first games I think to feature branching story paths as to how good you're playing the game. Because failing a mission doesn't necessarily mean game over. They are you have these failure marks which will lead you down two different paths. So you have the victory track and the losing track, and depending on which track you're on, you can end up with a battle for Earth, or beating the Kilrathi out of this section where you're fighting in. And the game is amazing, and it's from the early 90s. Pigs. If you are tired, you should probably get some sleep. Yeah, the winner tree and the noob tree. Yes. Or the winner tree and the I don't read English tree. Because I often got on a losing track there because I had no idea what to do. I was just, hey, there are enemy fighters there. I just kill all the things, and then I missed the objective because I didn't read what was going on. So, 1 second, no, 1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh! Silence! Now I see, it's all becoming clear. What's clear? Oh. Zavari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. We have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Ha, not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. Frying pan. That's a monocle. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is... It's not even a monocle, it's just a magnifying glass. Nobody wants to be a monocle. It's just so much posing here. My name is Luke Atmate, ace detective and a rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's throats off. I heard the night of the crime you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes.
Oh god, it's him.
Yes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. Why is this guy all by himself anyway? There must be a reason. I'm sure of it. And I'm still eating my panna cotta with strawberry.
So am I, but I think it's more accurate to say that I'm scraping the final part.
Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours has witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. Oh really? That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask the Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used the emergency phone to notify the police. Hello, Chaotic. So, you didn't get a clear look at the criminal. My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Oldtimer, let me explain. You are not speaking about an ordinary thief, but the king of thieves, the Mask, the great Mask the Mask, my arch enemy. That is my instincts, and here's the experience tell me. Kitchen, like I'm making kitchen utensils. What? Very well. Proceed with
scraping my bowl.
proceed with a cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Also movie hack. Wait, what? Well, what you might be hearing is there's a 3D printer in the background. Okay, so oh god, the mouse is not doing as it should. Come on. Mouse is actually like not responding too well right now. Let's wait a minute. Didn't we already do this? No, we got the thing with Gumshoe. Well, huh?
Your name stuff here.
You can find my passport in the cupboard. It's in the closet next to the Magic the Gathering stack of cards.
I guess I'll just carry my...
Let's see. How do we know? But we don't really... We already know that it was not him though, so let's see. The brooch... Well, actually we got this one. This is all wrong. No, not password, passport. Mr. Atme, should you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask the Mask. It is, in point of fact, Mask the Mask brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. It's a monocle. Huh? It's in one of the boxes. The food boxes. The old food boxes. Whatever. Those things. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Oh! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. The only thing I can think of, and there's only one person that was in the position to have to struggle with the thief. You, Detective Atomy. You have picks, and we're not going to be having, like, unlike all the prosecutors, we're not going to be liking Atomy even at all. Detective Atomy, you must have fought with a thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony about this to the court?
Don't mind now.
And thank you very much there, TC, for the Prime subscription. That is very much appreciated. Witness, giving a false testimony is a serious crime. I know. Just wait a moment, Cyril Type. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. A true measure of a man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, is that right? You talk too much. Witness! So you are now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? That's coffee cup number 6 or 7. We had a 5, so this is number 6. No, this is number 7 because he had a new cup when he got into the court. So 7. I need more of these panna cotta. Oh, okay. Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. I look at me, agree completely. Indeed, it is true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, look at me cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed the weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck through, bam, and that's all she wrote. So, in the end, you did capture a glimpse of the mask? Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes in which case. That's not very comforting for us. That can't be good. I love this song, it's so good. So, why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of sensors as well. The alarm on the door. The alarm on one had gone off, so I had gone to check the data. That's why I went to the computer, elegantly of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask him more questions? Let's see what sensor. What kind of sensor are you talking about? There are other places in the basement I could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and the cat door as well. I hooked up the heat detector in infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours? Lordy Taylor.
Dubbade du med sms-kameran?
Ja?
Alltså jag fick namnet på det.
Well, it can always take a queen or a king, but hey.
Nej, alltså det finns ju bara enkelrum, dubbelrum.
Ja, dubbelrum.
Tvåbäddsrum, trippelrum, fyrbäddsrum.
Was kind enough to provide with the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photos belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? Has that cleared up any doubts about me, Sir Lawyer? What? Why does she call you lazy? So there's a weapon here. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, the thief had no idea that I, looking at me, was hiding in the area. I grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was twisted up like a tree branch? Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he...
Total category do we want?
Huh?
Total category.
What are there?
Basic, superior, and deluxe.
Superior? If it's not too expensive?
I have no idea. I can check these.
Yeah, the price difference between basic and superior can be drastic, but we're not going for luxury. So, the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness? Okay. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? But of course, in college I was a second in charge of the boxing club.
The price is, yeah.
That doesn't tell me much. What's the price difference?
Well, they don't state them specifically in the thing. It's just, you know, they basically said what it would cost in total if you go with this kind of room the whole way for one of the
Okay,
packages.
so...
let's just go with the single room, then it will say 31,000 for basic and 40,000 for superior. But the 2-bedroom would be 27,000 for basic and 33,000 for superior. So I assume the double room will be somewhere in
I'll leave the
between.
decision to you whether or not we're gonna go for...
Let's just go with superior. Basic is just too basic.
So, for reference, we're ordering our vacation to Japan in this year.
What's our budget per person?
Yes, Pix, we are.
We have 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, and 30 plus.
Well, not 30 plus, jeez.
No, but I assume that the journey is going to cost 30 plus per person.
This is such a bad timing for this.
You're the one that started streaming!
Yes.
Mm.
Because it's my time to stream.
Mm.
Can we postpone this to after I'm streaming?
Fine.
Now you have Unity to do. Do it! No, not Unity.
Yeah, I finally started.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to go by the Fox Village. Of course we are. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Master Mask. This guy's a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little bit more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious? I assume the at me fighting stance.
Oh, I'm putting your passport where mine is. So.
Okay. But a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? So, what is this at me fighting style? I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you. Is that it? That's the Atme fighting style? Hello there, Mina. Hey, C++. I like my C++. I haven't done Unity, now Unreal, but I like my C++. Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? It's very important because, hey, we're struck from behind. I'm not insane! Of course it's important. We'll learn a detective's secret technique after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it whenever I walk alone late at night. What the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add your secret information to your official testimony. So this one was struck from behind. So fuck that. Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun is this, a lawyer? It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe it's what you said yesterday. From behind, huh? But just now you testify that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. It seems I made a mistake. Detective Atme, it is not only strange. That's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security. Ugh. Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong! To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines, they have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on, it's not as pretty as that. Really, then what's it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it you're asserting? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that Mr. Atme is Mask the Mask. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Please, Phoenix. No. Why did you do this? Detective Luke Atme's true identity is actually Mask the Mask. Oh, this song is so good. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atme's story. He says he was hiding at this crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atme. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask. But, Mr. Wright, this photo, it's surely a close Mask the Mask. This security camera belongs to the Lord Taylor department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as a thief and stole the urn. So, Ace Detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness? Aha! The mask ammo is pure genius, and so am I. Look at me, the ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, Sir Liar. What? Witness, you're admitting it? Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the final nail into this guy's coffin. Detective Atme, you assume the... Color blend number 102. My personal favorite. Mr. Gordot! The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Gordot! Mr. Wright has made some strong points, and I will admit my opponent had woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt, Mr. Trite.
Well,
If this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot, as perfect, as the coffee dripping down your face. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have quickly. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush? Are you alright, Nick? Yeah, but everyone else just throws things at poor Phoenix. And it doesn't stop here. Like, every single prosecutor except for Edgeworth, like, abuses the poor defense attorney in some way. It is hilarious. Acme looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can, but I can't really, can I really do it? Decisive evidence that proves Luke Atme is in fact the mask? Well, has yet to be found. Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Ha! Just what I thought. But we don't have it because we don't have because we couldn't open the bag. A man has has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get after all. I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion. This is not good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove this guy is a thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's not good. I'm just not ready yet. But are you going to just give up and lose like this? Ah, so come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. It seems that the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has been lifted. Mr. Gordot, have you anything further to... Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. I think I found it. You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's inside the bag? Well, that's the sacred urn. Nick, it's the urn. Order, order, order. You, The dam! That urn! Where did you find it? You'll never believe it. It was in the office of